Good morning, welcome to SUDOSpeak. I'm Christian Fay, and I'm actually going to talk to you today about the top complaints I hear from engineers regarding overzealous project managers. So I talked to you in the last post about kind of the reasons you need a project manager. However, I've found that a lot of times some project managers go way too far. They take it so seriously to the point that it really becomes obnoxious. And the first, it kind of brings me to the first point, and that is that they're always kind of nagging people. What does that mean, they're nagging people? You know, I cannot tell you how many times I've gone back to my desk after a meeting, and all of a sudden, project manager is either calling me on the phone, emailing me, or actually just follows me back to sit there and talk to me about more things. And then an hour later, another question comes, and an hour later, another question comes. And the fact is, it makes it very difficult to get your work done. So my solution to this is essentially come up with a time schedule and give it to them. Give it to the entire team and say, these are the times of the day that I'm willing to give to you, that I'm willing to respond to emails, I'm willing to come to your office and talk to you, you can come talk to me, but only during these times. And that may be an hour, that might be 2 hours a day. But the reality is, you need time to do your work. And if you don't have time to do your work, then really, why the hell are you there? Pardon the language. But, okay, so number two is they keep adding new features. Now, I did a whole post on feature creep in a video, and obviously there are issues with feature creep, but sometimes, you know, features are necessary. So in the event your feature is necessary, and you can obviously tell when something is superfluous or when it's absolutely imperative to have it in the end game. If they are this kind of extraneous and superfluous features, then you need to find a way to deal with that. And actually the best way I've discovered is, in fact, more often than not, the scope doc is never updated, which is kind of amusing considering that's usually where the basis of all of your projects are found. And yet it never gets updated. So these project managers come out here, I want this feature, I want this feature, I want this feature. They add. And then at the end you go, well where's the scope doc? And they say, well, we'll have to update that for all the new features. Oh, okay, well that's fantastic. So if you find yourself getting feature creeped out, take a look at the scope doc, see if it's been updated. If it hasn't, it's not really your job to fix. So go ahead and leave it alone. Say, you know what? Once it's in the scope doc, I'll be happy to implement that for you. That should hopefully dissuade something, and also to get the scope doc changed usually requires the entire team effort, including management. So you now not only have just one person asking for a feature, but now everyone has to agree on the feature. So the third one is they never give me enough time to do my work. And this one is ever pervasive, and to be honest, I don't really have any good solutions. So I look to you guys to give me some ideas as to how to fix this. The issue is that here's this project, and they say, I want it done in a week, and you say, well, it's going to take me 3. Well, that's not good enough. We promised the customer, or, well, I need this feature implemented, and it's necessary to be done, and I have to have it in 2 days, and you're like, well, it's going to take a week. The problem is you really can't get around that. There's two sides. I mean, obviously, if you misestimated in the beginning, that's your own fault, and you're going to have to work overtime, I guess. Otherwise, I mean, in that case, I guess, had you planned better at the beginning, had everyone figured out what they wanted, obviously it would have been a better situation. And so this is kind of a learning experience for the next time. The other side is, if features keep getting added, then you need to really examine why they're being added this late in the game, because obviously they weren't included in the design. And then what are you going to do about it? What is the team going to do about this? As far as time constraints, because generally it's not just the engineer, it's not just the project manager, it's not just one person who has kind of a time crunch. It's actually multiple people that have to work together to get new features in. So I do welcome your input. Please give me some ideas as to how you can deal with this ever-growing problem of, I don't know, I don't have enough time to do what you want me to do. So please leave some comments. I'd be happy to hear from you. Thanks.